Hi guys, I'm here today to tell you about all of the sequels coming out to OwlCrate Jr books that we have sent out over the last couple of years. I have 12 brand new adventures to tell you about, so let's get going. So starting with the sequel to our June 2017 book pick, York the Shadow Cipher by Laura Ruby. We have one that has been anticipated since we sent it out in 2017 and has been pushed back a few times, but fingers crossed it is coming out this May. So as you may remember, our main characters Theo, Tess, and Jamie have been following the clues of the Morningstar twins that were built into the city of York at the turn of the century. But in book 2, the adventure is just getting more and more exciting, and they are not the only ones trying to track down these clues, so it is a race against the clock. The title is going to be The Clockwork Ghost, and you should be able to pick it up on May 14th, 2019. Next up, we have the sequel to The Apprentice Witch by James Nichol. This one is called A Witch Alone, and it came out in September of 2018. So Arianwen is now a fully fledged witch, but that does not mean that her job is getting any easier. Somebody has put a hex on the forest outside of her little town, and all kinds of beasties and creepy crawlies have been just pouring out of the forest, and of course falls on her to fix this. Next we have the sequel to The Wizard of Once by Cressida Cowell. Book 2 is called Twice Magic, and it came out in October of 2018. So in book 1 we met a wizard named Czar who should have magic by this age but doesn't, and we met a warrior named Wish who is not supposed to have magic but does. So in book 2, an evil spell has broken loose, and it is up to Czar and Wish to reverse it. Next we have one of my most anticipated reads of 2019. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it is out on bookshelves, and that is the sequel to Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. Book 2 is called Wundersmith, The Calling of Morrigan Crow. By now she is in the Wondrous Society and studying with other students her age, but Morrigan's trials are not over yet because members of the society are going missing, and she is suspect number 1. I can't wait. That one hit the shelves in November of 2018. Go get it now. Next up we have book 2 in the Magic Misfits series by Neil Patrick Harris, and that is the second story. This one hit bookshelves on September of 2018. So we have a brand new point of view for our main character in book 2. This is Layla. She is an orphan and an escape artist. And it sounds like the main plot point of this second book is that a very famous psychic has come to town, and of course the Magic Misfits get involved with her. Next up is book 2 of Anna Mariano's Love, Sugar, Magic series. This one is called A Sprinkle of Spirits, and it comes out in February of 2019. So in book 2, Leo is still technically waiting for her family magic to appear, but in the meantime she's still doing some secret spells of her own, but one goes wrong and suddenly spirits from her family are popping up where they really shouldn't be. Next is the only one on this list that I've actually had the pleasure of reading already, and that is book 2 of the Arlo Finch series by John August. Book 2 is Arlo Finch in the Lake of the Moon, and it all takes place at Scout Summer Camp. It is absolutely fantastic. There is more magic than in book 1, if that is even possible. It is an amazing read. It really continues the story in a great way, and now I can't wait for book 3. Next we have book 2 in Roshni Chakshi's Pandava Quartet, and that is Aru Shah and the Song of Death. This one comes out on April 16th, 2019. In book 2, the god of love's bow and arrow has been stolen, and somebody is using it to turn people into loveless, heartless, fighting machine zombies. And guess who suspect number 1 is? Aru Shah. It sounds like we will have some new characters joining Aru and Minnie in the other world, and I'm very excited to meet them. Next is the sequel to Thisby, Thestoop, and the Black Mountain, and that is Thisby, Thestoop, and the Wretched Scrabble. I had to look up whether or not Scrattle is a real word. It's not in the dictionary, so you have Zach Gorman to thank for that one. So Thisby is now running the Black Mountain dungeon, but there is unrest in the kingdom of Inth, and it is wreaking havoc with her beasts. And the only way to solve this is a winner-takes-all tournament called the Wretched Scrabble. This one comes out on April 23rd, 2019, and it is sure to be very gruesome. Next is the sequel to The Legend of Greg by Chris Rylander. The Curse of Greg is coming out on June 18th. As you may remember, book 1 ended on a major cliffhanger. So magic is spreading across the earth, and word is that the elves are planning a brutal attack on the dwarves. We'll have to read in June and see what happens next. Now, as we get a little bit further into the year, these start to become expected publishing dates, so these may or may not change. You will have to check on Goodreads or wherever you get your publishing updates. But on September 3rd, we can hopefully expect A Tunnel of Bones, which is the next in the City of Ghosts series by Victoria Schwab. In book 2, Cass and Jacob are in Paris, exploring the very haunted catacombs under the city, and they have accidentally woken up a very powerful spirit. And finally, we have the sequel to The Train to Impossible Places by P.G. Bell. Book 2 is called The Great Brain Robbery, and you should be able to expect it on October 1st. This time, the Impossible Postal Express is going underneath Trollville to the Uncanny Valley, and also way up in the sky to a land called the Cloud Forge. I can't wait to see where else it goes. So those are all of the OwlCrate Jr. sequels slated for publication at this point. I'm so excited to read each and every one of them. If you want to tell us which one you are most excited for, you can tell us in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more bookish videos every week. Happy reading and thanks for being awesome. Bye!